Hey there! Welcome to yet another video for learning the basics of chess. In the last video, we learned about how the chess pieces move on the board. Today, we will learn how to capture the pieces of your opposite player. So, let's get started. Let's start with a board which has randomly placed pieces, so that we can better understand the capture techniques of the individual pieces. As you must have seen in the previous videos, a rook can only move up, down, or side by side. On the board currently, you can see that if we are to move the white rook placed at a5, it can capture the pawn on its front, or the bishop on its right. A rook cannot jump over other pieces, hence the rook placed at h2 cannot jump to capture the pawn at h5. A bishop can move and capture diagonally, hence the bishop at c4 can capture the pawn at a6, or the rook at g8. Bishops also cannot jump over other pieces, hence the black bishop at c7 cannot capture the white rook at h2. It can only capture the white rook at a5. Queens can move in any direction and for any number of steps, hence the white queen can capture any of the two black knights placed along its path. But it cannot jump over to capture the black queen, since there is another piece between them. Similar to the queen, the king can also move in any direction, but only one step at a time. Hence, the white king can capture the black knight placed at d2. The black king has no one to capture on our board currently. Now, let's look at an interesting piece: the knight. A knight, as you know, moves in an L-shaped pattern, and can jump over other pieces. Hence the knight at h4 can jump over and capture the black bishop at f5. Even though there are other black pieces in its path, the knight does not capture the ones in between, it only captures the one at the end of the L-shaped pattern. Similarly, the white knight at h7 can capture the black queen at f6, and the black knight at b7 can capture the white rook at a5. Before we move on to understand how a pawn captures the pieces, let's refresh the board again. As you may recall, a pawn can only move forward. Although it can start with 2 steps on its first move, it can later move just 1 step at a time. But a pawn's capture technique is unique. It cannot capture pieces in its front, it can only capture diagonally. That is, the white pawn placed at c4 cannot capture the black pawn at c5. But it can capture the black pawn at d5. So, since a pawn captures diagonally, can it capture the black pawn at b3? No. Remember, a pawn can only move forward, hence it cannot kill any piece behind it. Another important point to remember is that a pawn cannot move diagonally forward if there are no pieces to capture there. As you can see on the board, the pawns placed at h5 and h6 are not allowed to move diagonally since there are no pieces to be captured there. I hope this video helped you understand how to capture the opposite player's pieces. In the next video, we will learn how to check and checkmate your opponent. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.